Weekly report, Sergeant. Nothing in it as usual.
What's the matter, George? Bored with your job?
As a matter of fact, I am. Sure isn't like the good old days when Dad was around, running down claim jumpers, smugglers, and road agents. You weren't around then, were you, Sarge?
No, I wasn't. But I saw enough killing and shooting during the war to last me a lifetime.
Sure, you were a hot pilot, but I was stuck out here on the border where nothing ever happens.
Sergeant Royal! Sergeant Royal!
File these, will you, George?
Sergeant Royal! Sergeant Royal!
What's up, Dan?
It's old Jim Sawyer.
Well, steady, Dan. What's on your mind?
Jim Sawyer's been shot. He's lying in the bushes just this side of the border. Where Antelope Trail crosses the line.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Well, never mind. You go get your sister. We may need one of her planes to fly him to the hospital at Fairbanks.
Figure it out. Jim Sawyer didn't have an enemy in the world. He was a prospector. He'd take a job just long enough to get a grub stake, and then he'd be off again.
Any idea of where he worked last?
I think he was working with Andy Knight's road gang for a while.
Skagway Kate might know. She runs an employment agency in connection with her boarding house.
Sure. If Jim had a job, Kate probably found it for him. You better run along home, Dan.
Roberta, how are you?
Fine, Kate.
Well, Sergeant Roy, what brings you over the line into Alaska? You can't make a pinch over here, you know.
You ought to be the marshal, Kate. You run everything else over here. Employment agency, gun licenses, game licenses. Why not the law?
Well, I'd never do. I'm too soft-hearted. What can I do for you?
Have you heard about old Jim Sawyer?
Yeah. A dirty trick if I ever heard of one.
Have you any idea who might have done it?
Bobby, if I knew, I'd bust a bottle over the scoundrel's head.
Where was he working?
Last job I got him was with Andy Knight, the engineer at the road camp. But he never stayed long any place. Poor old Jim. Who'd want to rob him?
It wasn't a robbery, Kate. At least his personal possessions seem to be here.
There's nothing much to help here. The only unusual thing is an ancient Chinese coin.
Chinese it may be, but I wouldn't give you a drink for it. There's a hole in it.
Let me see that coin. You know, there's an old story about a treasure ship belonging to a Chinese emperor. Came ashore in these parts looking for treasure. That was way back in the Dark Ages.
I know that yarn. The treasure ship of Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that's the fella.
Well, if all the legends about Genghis Khan were true, his ships landed everywhere in the world before Columbus was born.
Hello, Dale. So the Genghis Khan legend is true, huh, Mort?
I'll say it's true. That old crate's been moored there for over 700 years. When old Jim Sawyer showed these to the chief, he signed his own death warrant. We followed him here and then knocked him off on his way back to town.
Yeah, the chief told me. But what about the treasure?
I don't know yet. We found this cave here. It must have been used as a Chinese storehouse. Lowry's inside. Come on. Find anything?
Nothing but rags and dust so far.
You think the treasure's in this place?
If it ain't, there's a clue to tell us where it is. Nobody knows about this but us, so we've plenty of time to search.
Not now, you haven't. That's why the chief sent me out here.
What do you mean?
That new land bill has been passed and signed. As soon as Andy Knight finishes building that link of the Alcan Highway, this territory will be thrown open to the homesteaders.
Means someone is liable to find the treasure before we do and stake a claim on it?
That's right. So the chief says we got to delay the road work.
Shoot up Andy Knight's road camp, huh?
That won't be necessary. Now, the chief wants you to take Fagan with you and...
Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Andy.
How are you, Chris? Come out to check the job over?
No, I'm trying to find out who killed old Jim Sawyer. Skagway Kid told me he was working out here.
I heard he'd been killed, but he quit about 10 days ago and went prospecting.
Did he have any trouble with any of the men?
No. The only fellow he hung around with was Jansen, my surveyor. He's over at headquarters tent. Maybe you better talk to him.
Okay.
The place is afire!
We'll split here. You take the right.
You set for me?
Yeah, everything's all set. Mort left in the plane a half an hour ago. He'll board the train at Yellow Horse Station.
Dan! Dan!
Phone Simpson and have him take a spare horse to Devil's Gap Bridge. Mort will leave the train there after he sets the explosives.
Explosives? What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do? He's gonna blow up the bridge, of course.
Okay, I'll attend to it at once.
wonder what's happened to Dan. He was going to meet me here.
Well, if you're worried, I'll have one of the boys take a look for him.
Oh, here he comes now.
Dan, you were going to... I heard a couple of men talking.
What man?
I couldn't see them, but they said something was going to happen.
Steady, Dan. Now try to remember just what they said.
One said that somebody by the name of Mort was going to be on the train, and he was going to blow up Devil's Gap Bridge.
Chris, you've got to stop that train.
It's too late. There's no telegraph station between them and the bridge. You'll have to fly me to Shumway Tunnel.
All right, let's go. Shumway Tunnel down ahead.
Okay, give me a little bank, Bobby, and I'll take off.
Chief know that the bridge didn't blow up?
Sure. The Mounty's been buzzing around town asking a lot of questions about a guy of your description.
A lot of good that'll do him. Anyway, the explosion caused enough damage to hold up the shipment of supplies for that road building outfit.
Not for too long, though. And you know when this highway is finished, this territory will be flooded with homesteaders.
All right, smart guy. You tell me how I can find the Genghis Khan treasure before then.
Well, your answer's in the old Chinese coins. The chief believes the picture writing on those coins is the key to the treasure. Professor Belanco has been contacted that's an expert at reading this stuff. And you're to...
I know. Where do I pick him up?
The freight terminus at Vincent's Crossing. 2 o'clock, and don't be late.
Okay, okay. Now slip me another gun, will you? I lost mine on that train.
And I found out this gun is one of a shipment sent to you by Winthrop Gun Sales.
Well, what do you want me to do about it? You know that one of my sidelines is handling guns.
Then it shouldn't be any trouble for you to tell me who bought that.
Well, not at all. I'll check the entries in the gun registry. Dale, bring me the gun registry. Thanks. Oh, here it is. C24831. Roy Watson, care of Alcana Highway Construction Company.
Thanks a million, Kate.
Don't mention it. Drop in again when you need some help. Bye, Sergeant.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Andy.
What's up?
Do you have a man named Roy Watson working for you?
Roy? Sure. That's him over there. You want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Hey, Roy! Front and center. How's everything in town, Chris?
So-so, Andy.
Roy, this is Sergeant Royal.
Howdy. Glad to know you. Does that look familiar to you? Sure enough. I bought it or one just like it from Kate. It's like the one that disappeared from my locker.
Yes, and we suspected your bunkmate Fowler of stealing it.
Is he dark, stocky, have black curly hair and bushy eyebrows?
Sounds like Mort Fowler, all right. Why?
The man who blew up the train left this behind him.
Well, let's check his identification photo to be sure.
Yeah, that's him, all right. Does he still work for you?
No, he quit. Said he was moving to a cave to do some prospecting around Camelback Ridge.
Camelback Ridge, huh?
Yes, you can cut across country and be there by nightfall. Will you need this?
No, I'm not apt to forget that face. See you later. Nice to have met you, Watson. Thanks.
These are the coins we found hidden here. What do you think, Professor Belanca?
This is all very amazing. There's no doubt the ship is one of the great ancient armados of Genghis Khan. The inscriptions on these coins indicate a key to some sacred relics, possibly buried treasure.
What are those marks?
Well, actually, these are ancient Chinese hieroglyphics.
Haro what?
Hieroglyphics, picture writing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cigarette?
No thing.
Say, how long will it take to figure out this crossword puzzle?
Well, that's difficult to say. Are these all the coins?
No, I've got some in a sack at the other cave.
Well, you'd better pick them up and bring them here. In the meantime, I'll start working on these.
Okay. I'll get some sleeping gear and some grub. And if you want anything else, ask him.
Very well.
Make sure he doesn't leave. I'll be back before morning.
Mort.
Hi, Grady. Get a couple of sleeping bags and some grub and stick it in the car.
Oh, a guy never gets time to eat anything around here. What's the hurry?
Go on, go on, go on.
Glad to see you, Mr. Fowler. There are a couple of questions I'd like to ask you about a train blow-up.
This is Sergeant Royal. You better send your fire wagon over to Pine Canyon. The whole canyon's ablaze. You have? Good, but you better call the other stations for help. This is a big one.
Good thing you told the boys to call out a lot of extra fire wagons.
Yeah, we might have lost the whole forest.
Sergeant Royal?
Boyd, sit down. Are you hurt?
More mad than hurt. I'll tell you, Sergeant, things have come to a pretty pass when a man can't take an honest job without having...
Wait a minute, Boyd. Start at the beginning. What job did you take?
To work on Andy Knight's road. Skagway Kate hired me this morning.
Go on.
Well, Bill Avey picked me up in his truck. Then about a mile out of town, a bunch of galoots stopped the truck.
How'd they do that?
They stalled the car in the middle of the road. They all had guns, and they said they'd kill us if we went to work for Andy.
Do you know Mort Fowler?
No, police-wise, I don't think so. That's him. That's the guy who did the talking. And most of the hitting, too.
Thanks, Boyd. I'll look into it. Coming, Bobby? Tell the corporal exactly what happened.
Be glad to.
Do you want me to drive you out there?
No, later, maybe. Right now, I want to drop in on Skagway Kate.
Hi, boys.
Hi, Kate. How about a song?
Well, later, old-timer. We've got visitors. Afternoon, Sergeant. How's the law doing over in Canada?
Not too badly. You know those men you sent out to Andy Knight?
Yes.
Well, Mort Fowler scared him off the job.
He did. Well, what do you know?
What I'd like to know, Kate, is how he found out they'd been hired.
Well, it wasn't a secret. I posted a for-hire ad on the bulletin board. Anyone could have read it, including Mort.
Oh, I see. Well, send another crew out to Andy. He wants to speed up the work.
I'll try. But when this news gets around, men won't be too anxious to hire out.
Once they get to the camp, they won't be in any danger. I have it guarded.
Well, yes, but...
And I'll drive them out there. My station wagon can outrun anything Mort's likely to have.
You can't take a chance like that, Bobby.
Don't worry about me. I'll stop by for the men tonight, Kate.
Okay, sister. It's a deal.
Looks like a spider.
It's a very faint hieroglyphic. Any such marking could lead to the location of the lost treasure of Genghis Khan.
I see. You gotta work careful.
Exactly. A slow and tedious task.
Well, make it as quick as you can, Belanco. We're very anxious to find that treasure.
Naturally, but in this instance, the methodical selection of data is indicated.
Sure. You said it.
Dale's outside.
Okay. Keep at it, Belanco. What's up, Dale?
How's Belanco doing?
Well, it'll take a lot of time.
Well, we don't have time to spare. The minute that road's finished, the homesteaders will swarm in here, and our chances for locating the treasure will be gone.
We're doing all right. Scaring off those workers will help.
Didn't work. Royal saw Kate, wants her to hire more men for the road work.
Any takers?
There will be, with Royal horning in. Now, the chief wants you to handle it this way. Tonight, the page girl will drive her station wagon to...
Here they come.
This looks like it. Get down, Bobby. I don't want you hurt. Drop that gun. Welcome to the party.
Let's get out of here.
Stay here and watch the car. We'll be right back.
Mort must have gotten away.
Yeah, I guess so. Star Hotel, room B.
There's no Star Hotel in Alcana.
No, but I've heard of it.
Oh, I know. Remember the gold rush when we were kids?
Right, mining town. It had a Star Hotel.
But no one's been there for years.
Well, it's time someone looked into it. Let's go back to town. I want to get my horse and ride over and see who's in room B of the Star Hotel.
Watch out what you're doing with that wire. You want to electrocute me?
There ain't no danger. The switch is off.
Oh. There. That ought to do it. Now turn the switch on. Now let that Mountie come snooping around here. Turn it on again. Where's Belanco? Didn't I tell you not to let him leave here?
Keep your shirt on. He's back there looking over some of the wall markings. He says he can't go on with his work until you bring the books he sent for.
That's why I'm here. When I went to phone the library at Vancouver, I discovered I'd lost the list he gave me.
Lost it? Where?
Where Sergeant Royal probably found.
Careful, here's Belanco.
You brought the books, Fowler?
I had a little tough luck, Professor. I lost the list you gave me.
Lost it? You tell me to hurry. Hurry, find the treasure. And when I sent you for books, you lose the list.
But I don't see what...
Of course you don't see. That's why you hired me. I've told you the hieroglyphics on these coins, when arranged in proper sequence, will lead us to the lost treasure of Genghis Khan. But in order to read the picture writing, I must have the aid of the books.
Can't you make out a new list?
Of course I can make a new one. In the meantime, the lost list is blowing about for anyone to find.
It wouldn't mean anything to the finder.
To the ordinary man, no. But if it should fall into the hands of an educated man, one who knew of the Genghis Khan legend, he might discover its significance.
A History of Coin Money. Barnes' Guide to Ancient Coins, the treasure ships of Genghis Khan, Mongolian legends.
Wait a minute, what's a thug like Mort Fowler doing with that highbrow stuff in his pocket?
And where does it tie in with murder and raids on the Alcan Highway?
Just doesn't make sense.
Maybe it will when we see the books. I've got the library at Vancouver looking them up for me. I expect a phone call from them.
Chris, I just saw Mort Fowler go into Kate's place.
We can't lay a hand on him on the Alaskan side of the border.
Well, maybe we can get him on this side with a little help. Bobby, you run across the border and ask the United States Marshal to come to Skagway Kate's.
Okay.
If that phone call from Vancouver comes, ask him to transfer it over there.
I thought I told you to stay out of this place. You're too hot to touch.
Oh, listen, Kate, the Mounties can't pinch me in this dump. I ain't broke no law in Alaska.
Out! And don't call this joint a dump.
Oh, now listen, Kate.
You lose something, Sergeant?
I thought Mort Fowler was here.
Well, so what? As a matter of fact, he was, and I threw him out. I run a respectable dump. I mean joint. Well, anyhow, you couldn't arrest him.
I know that, Kate. But the marshal here can.
Can what, Chris?
Mort Fowler was here, and Kate tossed him out before I got here. I have some charges I wanted to prefer.
Too bad he's not here now. Well, some other time, maybe.
Hello? Who? Yes, he's here. Sergeant Royal, Vancouver calling.
Thanks. Sergeant Royal speaking. Yeah? Yeah, just a minute. Okay, go ahead.
A History of Coined Money. Barnes' Guide to Ancient Coins. The treasure ships of Genghis Khan and Mongolian legends. Is that what you wanted, Sergeant?
Yeah, that's it. No, wait a minute. Can you fly to Vancouver and pick up a package of books at the library?
Sure, why not?
I'll send a plane for the books, thanks.
If I get started right away, I can be back by 5 o'clock.
Good.
The girl's plane is due in about 15 minutes. The idea is to stall Sergeant Royal. He might take a notion and go down to meet her.
What's it all about?
The less you know, the less trouble you'll get into. Now go on, put on your act.
Sergeant Royal?
Yes, what can I do for you?
It's about that fellow that was killed at the old hotel over at Ghost Town.
What about him?
I think he's a relative of mine. If I could see the body...
Come over here. Sit down. Now, what makes you think you know this man?
Why, from the description.
There was no description given out and no announcement of the man's death. Where'd you get your information?
Why,
Now, talk and talk fast.
What happened, Sergeant? What'd they do?
You better run along home, Danny. Now, you better come clean. You've mixed yourself up in a murder case.
Murder? I don't know nothing about it. Fella gave me $10.
What fella?
Name of Mort Fowler.
So Mort gave you $10 for what?
Said I was to stall you so you wouldn't be able to meet some girl at the airfield.
George, lock him up.
Throw out that package of books. Quick, or I'll let you have it. Take off.
Are you all right, Bobby?
I think so. But that was a close one, Chris.
This may be the final arrangement of the coins.
Well, I'm sure you know what you're doing, but I'm interested in only one thing. Will this tell us where the lost treasure of Genghis Khan is hidden?
Of course, but only if I get the books I ask for.
Don't worry, Mort will be here with them very soon. In the meantime, keep working on that jigsaw. I'll see you later. Make sure that he doesn't move out of here. Where's the books?
I used them to start a rental library.
This is no time for kidding. What happened?
Your friend Sergeant Royal got in on the deal.
The chief ain't gonna like this. The professor in there is stuck without the books. If we're held up much longer, they'll get that highway finished.
I know what the score is. You can tell the chief I'll get those books before the night's over.
But what about the Mountie?
He ain't no miracle man.
This is too deep for me. I think these books are just a red herring.
Well, I'm not so sure.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Bobby.
Hiya.
Pretty good. Found anything yet?
No, nothing positive, but some of this mysterious business is beginning to form a pattern.
And the books?
Well, they fit in indirectly. You see, if there is anything at all to the legend of the treasure ship of Genghis Khan, Mort might need these to translate a map or whatever he has.
In that case, you've stopped him dead in his tracks. No books, no translation. No translation, no treasure.
Precisely. But if I know anything about treasure hunters and men like Mort Fowler, they don't give up so easily.
But still, I don't see how...
Wait a minute. I've got an idea. Put those books back in the box. You see, Bobby, I want Mort to come and get these because that'll give me the...
Take it to the cave. I'll see you later.
Well, there she goes.
Right.
Now, wherever our friend carries that phony package of books with a high-frequency sender in it, we can keep tab on him with this locator.
It's a great little gadget. Shall I start now?
Yeah. Keep 300 yards at least between us.
Well, you can tell the chief to stop worrying.
Yeah?
Sure. I just come from Royal's office, where I personally supervised the removal of those books and sent them to the cave.
Royal's office?
That's what I said.
Something's wrong. I just got word from the chief that the books were in the vault at the Air Express office.
What?
You heard me.
Oh, brother. Listen, is Baker around?
Yeah, why?
Well, he's got a couple of boys that can get those books out of the Air Express office, put him on the job, and have him meet me at Miller's Landing. Meanwhile, I'll cut across Moody's Pass and stop Fenton.
Stopped. Cut your lights and slow her down.
I think we're being baited.
What do you mean?
Hand me that box.
What is it?
A high-frequency sender.
Then the Mounties must be following. We'd better get rid of it, quick.
Wait a minute. I've got a better idea. Head for Miller's Landing.
They're moving again. Get started and hold the same 300 yards we had before.
Get behind the woodpile. I'll be right out.
Hey, that must be it.
Shall we move in?
Oh, this looks too easy. Hey, look.
Sergeant Royal will think we're in there, but we'll be meeting Baker and his men. They should be at the landing soon with the books.
Get your hands up.
There's a boat picking up Mort at the landing.
Turn that spotlight on him.
Shoot out that light.
grenades under that seat. Get him out. Under that seat. Get him out.
I can't understand it, Sarge. Why would a character like Mort Fowler order these books on ancient Chinese languages and historical legends?
Oh, I think I know.
You mean it makes sense to you?
After a fashion. You remember the legend of the lost treasure of Genghis Khan?
Sure, the one the old-timers always spouting about. But what does that...
Well, I'm of the opinion that there's some truth to it, or at least that Mort Fowler believes it.
Say, you might have something there.
It's a lead anyway, Corporal. You get a chance to talk to the old-timer. I'm going out and have a look around.
Okay, Sarge. See you later.
Well, gentlemen, this book has just the information we need.
And you won't have any trouble deciphering the coins?
No, no. In a very short time, I should have a complete translation. I'm most anxious to decipher the insignia on the junk. I believe I shall do that first.
Well, it won't be long before we'll all be rich.
That's all well and good, but we still haven't the treasure in our hands. In the meantime, the highway is almost finished. The chief says we got to make more attacks on the highway.
Doesn't the chief realize that that construction is under heavy guard?
Sure, that's why the orders are for us to attack the construction along the completed portions of the highway.
Well, Sergeant Royal, this is a pleasant surprise.
Hi, Bobby. Do you have time to take me up in your plane?
Now, Chris, you don't mean to tell me you want to go for a joyride.
No, but I would like to patrol the highway from the air. I have a hunch we might find something.
Well, let's go.
I see Mort down there at the abandoned mine.
What's he doing?
That's what I mean to find out.
Hiya, Mort.
What's up?
The boss wants to know how much of this stuff we've got left. Give me a hand counting it.
All right.
Dip this wing a little, will you, Bobby?
There's enough of this stuff here to blow that powerhouse sky high.
Yeah, and we'll blow part of the road up with it.
Get your hands up, Fowler.
Well, what are we going to do?
We can't get the explosives at the mine. The place is surrounded by Mounties.
Well, where are we going to get the explosives to blow up that powder house?
There's a load comes into the road camp every day by truck.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, the chief wants you to take Bart, beat it out to the Alcana Road, and
I'll see that these get to Otto in plenty of time, Andy.
I know you will. I'm not worried. Well, that's the last of them, Bobby.
I'll see you later in town, Bobby. I intend to check the lookout stations along the way back.
Okay, Chris. So long, Andy.
So long.
We better get over and watch for that truck. It's due any time now. Come on, let's see what it is.
I wonder what the trouble is. That wasn't there when I came out.
I'll get out and see, sis.
Okay, Dan.
Sis, it's Mort.
Tell Chris, hurry.
That car's out of control. Let's get out of this thing. car's out of control. Let's get out of this thing.
$1,000.
1,000.
Tunnels.
Tunnels.
That's all.
Secret of treasure in altar. Cave of 1,000 tunnels.
Cave of 1,000 tunnels?
Yeah, I know where that is. I've been there. But I don't remember an altar in there.
Probably in a recess or inner tunnel.
Well, we'll find it now.
No doubt. Where is the cave located?
Now get me a map and I'll show you.
Just a minute.
Hello, Mort. Belenko made it.
Secret of treasure in altar. Cave of 1,000 ton... Say, what does this mean, secret of treasure in altar? Isn't the treasure there?
Belenko doesn't think so. He thinks that we'll find directions there. So we should locate the treasure pretty soon now.
We'll have to if it's going to do any good. That blasted Mountie got wise that we were going to hijack the powder truck, and he put the kibosh on it.
So we didn't completely wreck the Alcan Highway, and it's got to be done.
Or else the homesteaders will come swarming in on us, and we'll lose out on the treasure. Then we...
Hello, Fowler. Did Dale tell you the good news?
Yeah.
Now, let's see. We're here. Now, where is the cave of 1,000 tunnels?
Right up that canyon.
Uh-huh. That's not very far.
No, we can make it by night.
Splendid. Just a minute. I think we might take our paraphernalia with us.
What do you mean by that, Doc?
It occurred to me there undoubtedly would be additional hieroglyphics to translate at the cave. If we went there prepared, the translations could be done with greater speed.
Well, that makes sense. How long will it take you to get your gear ready?
Oh, about 2 hours.
Okay, we'll help you.
By the way, there's one more thing that we might need. I'm running short of my special formula metal cleaner. We should have an additional supply on hand.
Can't you get along without it?
Well, possibly. But it would be silly not to have a supply on hand if it's needed. After all, any drugstore can compound the formula.
Okay, Doc, write out what you want. We'll send into Alcana for it.
What kind of writing is that?
Latin, of course.
All doctors write prescriptions in Latin. I'll have Porter get it filled.
Tell Porter to take it to the cave of 1,000 tunnels.
Right.
Well, Doc, what's first?
Now, let's see. This microscope, the books, this book here. I'll take this.
I believe we got Fowler's entire supply of explosives.
I hope so, Sergeant. I'll be mighty happy when Andy Knight finishes his road and the homesteaders come. Then maybe we can have a little peace and quiet around here.
Why, George, I thought you liked excitement.
Not as much as we've had lately. Sergeant Royal, I have something here you should know about.
What is it, Thomas?
It's about this prescription. It is a prescription at all, but a message for help.
What do you mean?
I'll translate it for you. I am captive. Notify police. Will pass Dead Man's Road tonight. Signed, J.P. Belenko.
Belenko? I've heard of him. He's the expert on ancient Oriental languages and history.
Well, that ties right in with Mort Fowler's activities.
Exactly. Belenko must be Mort Fowler's prisoner. Dead Man's Road, huh?
That's what it says.
Thanks, Thomas, for your help. Fill a fake prescription, but stall the man who brought this in till I have time to...
After you're loaded, follow us. We're going on ahead.
Pretty country, isn't it? Huh? Yeah.
Hey, what's the big idea? Careful, fellow, you'll wreck the car.
Sit still, Fowler. Keep your hands on the wheel. Professor Blanco?
That's right, Sergeant. I see you got my message.
Yes, that was clever work. I'll have the corporal drive you to Alcana. Get out of there, Fowler.
Hey, looks like Mort's in trouble.
Well, that's that. Let's get back to town. The fellow who brought in that fake prescription will be calling for it.
What happened?
Blanco sent a false prescription, tipping Royal off.
Wise guy, huh?
Too wise. Porter is taking the prescription to the Cave of 1,000 Tunnels. Royal might get the idea of following him.
He undoubtedly will follow.
Shut up. You take him with you. I'm going to head Porter off.
What are you doing here?
Where's Porter? He just left. He had a prescription to pick up. Why?
Royal is playing him for a sucker.
Game's over.
Porter, you're being framed. Get out of town.
Close that gate!
or I'll shoot. You're under arrest. Stop or I'll shoot. You're under arrest.
Who is it? It's one of Mort Fowler's men. I hope to trail to the gang's hideout. Take care of the body. I want to go see who was shooting at us.
All right, Sergeant.
Hey, you sure you know where you're taking us?
Quite sure, Mr. Fowler.
I don't like the way you say that. If this is a trick,
Don't worry. I know a life means nothing to you, so you can rest assured I won't lead you astray.
Thanks, Professor. I'm glad you understand. Now, if it isn't asking too much of you, get going.
This is the place. I'll have the coins, please.
Hey, Professor. Let's get on with the business and get out of here.
The inscription on this tomb clearly indicates the directions to the lost treasure is inside. There's also a death warning to those who may try to open it. I refuse to go any further.
Oh, I ought to smash your face in. That wouldn't do any good either.
It might. We can try.
I'll have to talk it over with the chief first. Meanwhile, don't let him stir out of here. He might have some more tricks for the Mounties.
Hiya, George. Any news?
Very little more than we already know. Polanco is a professor of Orientology at the university. He took a 3-day leave and has been gone for 2 weeks. No word of where he went or why.
I wonder how a man of his background got mixed up with Mort's gang.
He probably got innocently involved in the treasure hunt and suddenly found himself trapped.
That sounds logical. And now he's probably in danger of being murdered.
Not if I can take Mr. Fowler in tow.
But as long as he sticks to the Alaskan side of the border, your hands are tied.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. I'm going to have a talk with the man and test my theory.
Theory?
You see, Mort usually hangs around the boarding house. While I go across and talk to him, I want you to get...
Well, hello, Sergeant.
Hello, Kate.
Better cash in, Mort.
Come on, deal. I ain't afraid of a Mountie on this side of the border.
Game's over.
Hiya, Fowler.
Hi.
I want to know what happened to Professor Belmont.
I don't know what you're talking about. Besides, I don't have to answer any of your questions. I got my legal rights, you know.
You're absolutely right.
Well, it's about time you got that through your head.
Yeah, as a United States citizen, I can't touch you in your home territory. But
what?
You'll have a little trouble handing that line to the marshal. He's on his way here now with a warrant for your arrest.
Smart boy. Great idea. But you forgot one thing. I ain't gonna be here when he arrives. Now, if you don't mind.
You're staying right here until he shows up.
Well, come on, boys, break it up.
Welcome to Canada, Fowler.
You can't do this to me. I know my rights. You can't get away with it. I'll sue you and the whole Canadian police force.
Take him away.
I'll see my lawyer. You're not through with this yet. Sergeant Royal. Sergeant Royal.
What is it, Fowler?
Why, I've been thinking things over, Sergeant, and, well, I tell you, I'm fed up. I ain't gonna be the patsy for that bunch of skunks.
What bunch?
Before I tell you any more, what's in it for me, you know, for turning state's witness?
I'm just a Mountie, Fowler. Leniency for you will have to be left entirely up to the court.
Well, is there any chance they'll go easy?
Yes, it's possible.
All right. My mind's made up. I'll show you to the hideout where they've got Professor Blanco, and you'll see the whole setup.
Show me? Why not just tell me?
Well, you'd never find the way if I didn't show you. Is it a deal?
Okay.
Do you mind? Not at all. I'm getting used to him by now. The Old Mill Road is around that next turn. You better start slowing down.
Pull her up, Mountie.
Hurry, Mark. The car's waiting up the road. If you don't mind, I'll take those keys. good.
All right, Belenko. We've given you every opportunity we intend to.
I've told you 1,000 times. I don't dare.
Well, we took care of him for good.
Who did you take care of?
We took care of that Mountie, Royal. I left him at the bottom of an embankment with his car on top of him. How you doing with the boy here?
Not so good. He'll talk around.
Wait a minute. We don't have to be in such a big hurry now that Royal's out of the way.
Maybe not, but don't forget about that highway.
Say, maybe we could surprise the camp before they find out he's dead.
What are you doing way out here?
It's a long story. How about a lift?
Sure.
Very lucky. All I got was a sore back and plenty of dirt.
I certainly can't see what they expect to gain by all these attacks.
Well, at least we know that Mort hasn't located the treasure. When they stop attacking the road, you can bet your bottom dollar they found it.
I think you're right.
They're afraid of the homesteaders, which the road will allow in.
Which all adds up to...
More attacks on the road. Say, as long as we're on the road to Andy's place, let's stop by there for a minute.
All right.
All right, Pete. Set the dynamite as quickly as you can and beat it back to town. We'll cover you from over there.
Sounds like shots. There must be trouble up the camp. Step on it, Bobby.
Stay there, Bobby, and keep down.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Hey, what's that?
I don't know.
Come on, let's get out of here.
happy to hear that, Mr. Addison. Yes. Well, I'm waiting now for a call from Commissioner Barton, the United States representative. Yes, I'll let you know just as soon as I hear from him. Okay, goodbye. What's the trouble, George?
I caught this fellow trapping out of season.
What do you have to say for yourself?
What's the use of talking? He caught me, didn't he?
Okay, George, lock him up. He'll get his trial later. Mounted Police Headquarters, Sergeant Royal speaking. Well, Mr. Barton, I'm happy to talk to you. Well, Mr. Barton, this matter of opening the Alcana Highway is very urgent. I was sending a plane for you this afternoon. Well, in that case, would you consider coming on the Alcana Freight? I know it's not the best in transportation, but... Thank you very much, Mr. Barton. I'll make arrangements to meet you in Alcana tonight. Well, Bobby, it looks like the commissioner would rather come by slow freight than air express. Sorry.
Well, there are people like that. But the main thing is he's coming. Say, now that I don't have to fly him over here, I think I'll take a ride out to Andy's place and tell him the good news.
Good. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Arrived tonight, Alcana Freight.
Mounted Police Headquarters. Yeah?
This is the track inspector on the Alcano Railroad. I just saw some men tearing up part of the track near Charlton Flats. And the freight's due through here any time.
Thanks. I'll try to stop it. They're trying to derail the freight train at Charlton Flats.
Sergeant Royal, we have to stop this train. It's going to be derailed. The engineer doesn't hear this. We're sunk. Sergeant Royal, we have to stop this train. It's going to be derailed. He doesn't hear us, Mr. Barton. Jump.
Listen, Professor, all you can do is cause some delay. Throw in with us, and you get more money than you could earn in 100 years.
Join a band of murderers for loot? I'm sorry, my life isn't worth that much.
Why? Don't be a fool. If you hope to be rescued, there ain't a chance in a million.
You're wasting your time, Mort.
What's up?
Royal boarded the train and got the commissioner off before the smash. They're meeting with Addison at the Mountie Post in the morning.
That beats us.
Not necessarily, but we've got to break up that meeting. The chief says for you to go to the Mountie Post and it was evident from the beginning that there was an ulterior motive behind the attacks on the road building project.
That's clear, but it's hard to see what the motive could be. The new road would be a benefit to both our countries.
Well, we know the purpose of the raids now. Hello, Mr. Addison.
How are you, Royal? And this'll be Barton, I take it? Charmed.
Glad to know you, Addison. Hope you brought your police escort.
Posted outside. Has Sergeant Royal brought you up to date on these atrocities?
Well, to a certain extent, he was about to review the events from the beginning.
Sit down, Mr. Addison. We first knew there was trouble afoot when Dan Page, a youngster here in Alcana, was walking along the border near the outskirts of town.
Weekly report, Sergeant. Nothing in it as usual.
What's the matter, George? Bored with your job?
As a matter of fact, I am. Sure isn't like the good old days when Dad was around, running down claim jumpers, smugglers, and road agents. You weren't around then, were you, Sarge?
No, I wasn't. But I saw enough killing and shooting during the war to last me a lifetime.
Sure, you were a hot pilot, but I was stuck out here on the border where nothing ever happens.
Sergeant Royal!
File these, will you, George?
Sergeant Royal! Sergeant Royal!
What's up, Dan?
It's old Jim Sawyer.
Well, steady, Dan. What's on your mind?
Jim Sawyer's been shot. He's lying in the bushes just this side of the border. Antelope Trail crosses the line.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Well, never mind. You go get your sister. We may need one of her planes to fly him to the hospital at Fairbanks.
Jim Sawyer was dead, shot in the back.
Was his death connected with these raids?
Yes, he had something important in his pocket. An ancient Chinese coin, which I now believe came from the treasure ship of Genghis Khan.
Impossible.
That's what I thought, till I got Royal's last report.
The conspirators next turned to the construction of the Alcan Highway, stopping and terrorizing the laborers on their way to work.
You could have stopped that with a police escort for the men.
That's right, sir. But the essential thing was to get Mort Fowler, so I decided...
Here they come.
This looks like it. Get down, Bobby. I don't want you hurt. Drop that gun. Welcome to the party. Come on, let's get out of here.
Stay here and watch the car. We'll be right back.
Mort must have gotten away.
Yeah, I guess so. Star Hotel, room B.
There's no Star Hotel in Alcana.
No, but I've heard of it.
Oh, I know. Remember the gold rush when we were kids?
Right, mining town. It had a Star Hotel.
But no one's been there for years.
Well, it's time someone looked into it. Let's go back to town. I want to get my horse and ride over and see who's in room B of the Star Hotel. The key proved to be a tangible clue.
But you'd have lost Mort Fowler.
He must have been hidden somewhere in the darkness, for when I reached the ghost town,
That did it, Zeke. Cut off the juice.
this is the paper that fell out of Mort's pocket.
List of books.
Books? What's the significance?
Books on ancient coins and the Genghis Khan legend. It ties the killing of Jim Sawyer right in with Mort Fowler and the Raiders. You see, Mort and his gang have got to find the treasure before the homesteaders start swarming into the territory.
Then you recommend the land be opened at once?
Exactly.
You stated your case very clearly. The land will be opened immediately.
Thank you, sir.
It's a bomb.
This is the paper that fell out of Mort's pocket.
List of books.
Books? What's the significance?
Books on ancient coins and the Genghis Khan legend. Ties the killing of Jim Sawyer right in with Mort Fowler and the Raiders. You see, Mort and his gang have got to find the treasure before the homesteaders start swarming into the territory.
Then you recommend the land be opened at once?
Exactly.
You stated your case very clearly. The land will be opened immediately.
Thank you, sir.
It's a bomb in the jail, everybody.
Blanco told how to open the altar yet?
No, and he ain't likely to. He's as mule-headed as a mule.
Well, he's got to tell him quick. This territory will be open to the homesteading tomorrow noon.
You sure?
Garson heard Royal get word from Juneau.
Well, I can put more heat on Blanco, but I don't think
that won't work. You got to trick him into talking.
I suppose you think that's easy.
Well, the chief seems to think so. Now, here's the way you got to do it.
And Mr. Barton said he's going to open the territory to homesteaders tomorrow at noon.
That's really good news, Chris.
You can say that again. I wouldn't mind homesteading a section over in Alaska myself.
It's good land.
Yes, but the important thing is there'll be no more raids by Mort Fowler. I'll bet that takes a load off your shoulders.
It will, after 12 noon tomorrow.
Don't be so pessimistic. What could Mort gain by a raid now?
He might hope to upset the decision to open the territory.
That would be foolish.
Don't forget Fowler and whoever he works for are after a fabulous prize, this lost treasure of Genghis Khan. They're not going to give up until they're forced to.
Well, you have everything under control. With guards posted every mile along the road.
I'll still be glad when it's noon tomorrow. Try the stations, Corporal.
Yes, sir. Attention all posts. Attention all posts. Report.
Post number 1, all's well. Post number 2, all's well.
Post number 3, all's well.
Corporal of the Guard, what is it, number 3? Post number 3, report. Post number 3, Mac. Answer, Mac.
What's the matter, Corporal?
I don't know. The circuit opened, but I can't raise a sentry.
Must be something wrong. Keep trying. Can I borrow your car?
Of course.
Give this uniform to Ralph. He knows what to do.
Tell him I'll meet him at the Cave of 1,000 Tunnels. Right.
Let's get out of here.
It's a Mountie. Yeah, it's Royal. Get him.
Duck around and untie the horses. I'll keep them pinned down.
Number 3, Sergeant Royal speaking.
Sergeant, I heard someone speaking from that end of the line a few minutes ago.
What'd they say?
He told someone to give the uniform to Ralph, that he, the speaker that is, would meet him at the cave of 1,000 tunnels.
Good work, Corporal. I know that cave. Send a relief for this post.
Yes, sir.
Mac, you're not hurt.
No, they knocked me out and took my uniform.
Mac, I'm going to take your horse. When your relief gets here, drive Andy's car back to the road camp. They'll give you some clothes.
All right, sir. Being stubborn isn't getting you anywhere, Belanco. Why don't you be smart?
In my opinion, I'm being very smart.
What do you mean?
Because I'm alive. If I were to completely translate that inscription on the altar, I'm convinced I'd be pronouncing my death sentence.
Oh, you got it all wrong.
Professor Belanco?
Yes.
I'm Ryerson. I'm glad to find you alive.
So am I, Ryerson. But how?
I trailed Fowler here. Sergeant Royal figured he was keeping you a prisoner and was trying to get you to tell him how to find that fortune.
Your sergeant is a very astute man. As a matter of fact, the secrets of the treasure is in that altar.
Is that so? Does Fowler know that?
Oh, yes. But I haven't told him how to open it.
Smart. Will you be able to tell the sergeant?
Oh, certainly, certainly. But what you do is press down on that protuberance on its head.
You mean that little gaggus there?
Yes. It swings the arm of the idol out. Then to open the block, you place a coin in the idol's mouth, one in its right hand, and press down on the protuberance on its chest.
Thank you, Belanco. That's all we wanted to know. Hey, Mort.
You
guessed it, Pop. You talked out of turn. First step.
I heard the knock. Stop! Stop or we'll all be killed.
What are you talking about?
Your greed made you impatient. You interrupted before I had completed that translation.
Yeah? Well, we'll soon find out.
If you don't take a certain precaution, that door will slam shut when the altar block opens, and the room will be filled with a deadly gas.
You've been reading fairy tales.
Oh, yes? How do you account for those skeletons?
There's no use taking any chances. Lowry, get a chunk of wood and block open that door.
I warn you.
Shut up.
where you are.
The idol, pull on the arm.
At least we know that Professor Blanco's going to recover.
Well, I hate to sound so cold and businesslike about it, but unfortunately, he is the one and only link we have with Mort and his gang. It'll be days before he's any use to us.
Yes, and Mort will be more cautious than ever. He'll stay out of your way until the treasure is found.
You know, the funny thing is, he has been laying low, and yet he seems to know more about my business than ever.
Oh, you're just imagining things. How could Mort know what's going on inside the post? Surely you don't suspect George?
No, I don't, but still... Say, do you and Dan mind waiting here for a minute? I've got some business at the post.
No, of course not.
Corporal, drop whatever you're doing and get on that radio. What's up, Sergeant? Plenty. Searching through Blanco's clothes, I found a lead to Mort's hideout.
That's great. What's left in?
Alert all mounted police in the Eagle and Fairburn districts to prepare for emergency dragnet. I'll go round up the troop and be back later with instructions. Got it?
Got it. Border Patrol speaking. Hello, Watson. Prepare for alert.
Okay, Garson, that's enough. Thanks for the tip-off.
How did you know, Sarge?
I didn't. Just a theory that works. Now we'll have to finish our friend's job.
I don't get it.
One of Mort's men is outside. If he got a message that Mort's in danger, where do you think he'd go?
I see.
Take this mirror and start sending as soon as you hear a whistle.
Very simple. The after capstan is indicated as the operating point. The arrows at the four corners point out the turns we're to take on it.
Just like a safe. And we know the combination to this one.
This must be it here.
Okay, what's the first turn?
3 aft. come forward.
Carter, something's up. You left him watching the Mountie post.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Carter? Something wrong?
Plenty. The Mountie has found out about this hideout.
We better get the stuff and get out of here. Is this all?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it would hold all the treasure the chief talked about. Pack this on the horse. We better look around and see that we're not leaving anything behind. Let's try the other door.
Looking for something? Get those hands together.
What happened?
The Mountie jumped us. Go up and give Dale a hand while I get this stuff out of here.
Stand fast. Nobody leaves here until this is through. Old-timer?
Oh, me?
Yeah, get on that phone. Call the marshal and tell him to come over here.
Okay. Give me the marshal's office, quick. Hello, Marshal? This is the old-timer. There's trouble at Skagway Kate's. Yeah, you better hurry on over.
You know this ain't good for my business, Sergeant.
Business will be a lot better when this is all settled.
Marshal said he'd be right over.
Thanks. Would you mind taking the cover off this package? Stand where you are. Don't move.
Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Take your hands off of me. What's going on here? Where's Sergeant Chris?
Now you can tell the marshal why you were running off with this.
Running off? Well, you got me all wrong, Sergeant. I was just taking care to see that nobody got away with the treasure.
The treasure? What treasure?
Yes, how did you know there was treasure in here if you're not behind Mort and his gang?
Don't you think you'll need a little more evidence to back up that accusation, Sergeant?
All right. Suppose we look inside and be sure. So that's the lost treasure of Genghis Khan. Kate, it looks like you were going to a lot of trouble for nothing.
You double-crossing rat. What'd you do with the real treasure?
Say, if them ain't diamonds, I'll eat my shirt.
Diamonds? Then this was the real treasure after all.
Sure was. You see, there's an old legend from the time of Genghis Khan, which tells how they discovered the secret of liquefying diamonds and other jewels.
So you knew what you were after all the time, eh, Kate? She's your prisoner, Marshal.
I never would have suspected her in a million years.
Neither would I if the lights hadn't gone off.
You're right. Who put those lights on? I'll take them as an accessory.
In that case, you'll have to take me, Marshal.
What?
You see, I had to find out who'd go after that package when no one was supposed to know what was in it.
An old Chinese trick, and Kate sure fell for it.